to episode 3 of the House of the Dragon reading series, which is an interesting one. I mean, not the readings itself necessarily. I have my dragon wings on, but just the whole show, and it kind of looks like it's gonna be more about in-house politics, so to speak, than wandering around and adventuring like that. And look at that! I hate when this happens. And cards get damaged because of shuffling. So to be honest, this episode, I can't say I remember a lot from what happened in it. Maybe I wasn't really paying attention, I don't know, or maybe it was just not a lot of big things happened. So if I was thinking that, oh, maybe I should rewatch so I can do better readings, but you know what, no. What I remember is gonna be the one that I do readings about. If you have a storyline, or if there was something that happened that you deem very significant and you want a reading on it, please do let me know and I can do that in the next one. But what I'm gonna do today is check on, obviously, the princess, Damon, because I enjoy that he's played by Matt Smith, plus his name and the whole thing going on. Also, side note, the crab feeder is a disgusting being, and that part was so painful every time they did that to watch. Yeah, all these episodes are spoilerish, but I'm putting them on the closest to the new episode. So by the time this reading comes up, you probably saw the episode. So some people even saw the next one, but I'm before the new one always when I do these readings, so I have no idea what's in episode 4. I don't want spoilers. I'm gonna watch them. But yeah, it was kind of funny, not in a funny haha way, but you knew that it's gonna happen, that the guy who was like, oh yeah, my boss is gonna show up to the rescue and you're gonna be all like do, and then the dragon comes and he's like, yay, he's here, and then the next moment he's dead, because obviously the dragon is not gonna just look at who's torching to death. But he's not that. So it was kind of, I think, a good reality check on how war and horrible things like that go for the little guy, who might be there out of what's that word, out of devotion for the higher being in this aspect. But yeah, but yeah, I just that was kind of like but other than that, I want to check. I mean, it's kind of mean, but let's start with the little prince, the second of his name. I kind of want to see. I don't want to be as rude to pull cards on the character to see if he's gonna stay alive, to be even considered as okay. Oh, okay. Not a lot of information on that, to be considered as an heir. But because we have the Hierophant and the Priestess, and sometimes they are looked at as like they can be looked at as a pair of the same coin. It's the heavily intuitive. It's not exposed yet. There's a lot of things going on in the background that we don't know about energy with these two cards. So, yeah, I don't think it's obvious yet, but there are a lot of things. Okay, King of Coins is pretty much the king, which is interesting, showing up in his reading, because that's his father. So I kind of feel like these two belong together, and this is him alone here. So I'm not saying that a lot of people are there to support him. I kind of feel like there are people in the background. Oh, that's too much. There are people in the background, yeah, who are scheming. That's what I would say. And I kind of get this. Maybe it's because it's Littlefinger, but I don't think so, because he claimed to be, if you've seen Game of Thrones, I'm gonna assume you did, he kind of acted like he knew everything, but in the end turned out he didn't. He was blindsided by certain things, and I kind of get that feeling with this king as well. They're not similar in a lot of ways, but in that aspect, I do think that even though the king is trying to, keep an eye on everything and consider everyone's motivation, sometimes he doesn't take certain people serious enough. And I kind of get that, that there is something in the background. There are people in the background who has some sort of a plan with the little prince, which is not known yet, and I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one, as I mean for the baby, but they are definitely want to use him for something, and there's gonna be an opportunity for things to go either really good for him or really bad. But I'm kind of getting the feeling of it's up in the air currently where we are in the season, which obviously it's someone's already wrote this series, so they know. But as a viewer, as us as audience, for us, there are things that could happen that will have an effect on what happens to him, which I do appreciate because it sounds interesting. If this would be someone's actual life, I would be like, geez, get all the wardens and I don't know, people who can protect you so that you're safe enough. But that's the fun part of these readings. It's not about actual people, so I can be like more not straightforward, because I try to be that one. I should start asking questions before shuffling. It's just I can be more blunt or less caring because these are not real people, if that makes sense. So let's check on in the princess, who was told that soon she should marry, and she was obviously like, what the fuck, I don't want to do that. Which I completely understand. And it's kind of funny, in a way, her relationship with her new stepmother, which is kind of weird. And I've said the word stepmother so weirdly. The new queen reminds me of how Sansa could have been ended up if Joffrey wasn't a little weasel who needed to die. Okay, so she's in planning mode, obviously. There's two ways to go. One is to conform and go with the established rules and find a husband and do all the things that you're expected, but especially because we have a dragon here, and in her life, for the princess, dragons are real and there to escape what you don't want to. They can help you move forward, because I kind of feel like the new queen, and I don't really remember names, but I'm gonna go with titles and you will know what I'm talking about. She's kind of represented by more of the Empress energy to me, not just because she just had a child and everything like that, but she's that I'm gonna let others step forward and do that thing, and I can assess the situation and see where and what needs to be corrected, and do it in a not sneaky way, but do it in a gentle, from the background, influencing way, which the Empress is all about. She's not some, I'm gonna let other people walk all over me, but she's gonna be someone who makes the best out of what she has, and she can create something new, not just a child, but from the situation usually related to relationships. But the princess is definitely a king energy, because she's always on the move. She's not for the let's settle down, sit around and just look at things. The Chariot, see, the forward movement is definitely, she's full of energy, and I really like that. It's interesting that because we have a dragon here, and I kind of feel like that's the Chariot that she's looking at, an actual dragon as a chariot to help move her forward, but the chariot card is all about balancing things out, and not just the mind and the, you know, what you want and what you think, how you feel and how you think needs to be on the same page for you to be able to move forward. So she might need to make some sacrifices she's not necessarily ready to make at the moment, but there's gonna be a revelation coming. She's gonna realize something that will help her to get out from this. Should I go down this road or should I go down that road? She will get that clarity. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm quite curious what's gonna happen. But, you know, she keeps showing up as Daenerys. And I think that's just thanks to this deck. Because, you know, obviously I could do these readings without the decks, but it's perfect for this series. Okay, let's check on Damon, how he is doing. That's too much these days. I mean, last time, I usually don't really remember what I did, you know, during readings. Reading amnesia is a real thing. But I remember, you know, like his inner conflict and loneliness coming from the fact that he's trying to be the king, trying to be the one, the leader. Okay, there's some victory coming in. It could be the crab feeder. And it kind of get this card especially because it's not coming from the left to the right, which usually indicates coming from the past to the future. So, you know, you could look at it as moving backwards. That's one thing, not actually progressing the way that you think you're progressing. But I kind of get that sense of coming home feeling of the card. So he will go back, you know, and be like, let's see, all the people are celebrating me. I made this victory and stuff like that. But not necessarily getting the recognition from where he needed, although we have the Knight of Coins with the words, so that would suggest to me that he is slowly but surely making progress, especially with, you know, and I'm not gonna say with money, because money itself in this in spect or respect, or, you know, in this situation is not important in that way, but resources, connection, and the people. And when you have subjects, I would say they would fall into the coin area, not because they are objects and they are money that you can use, but they are resources that you're gonna spend on something, you know. It's the cold way of looking at people, obviously, but I think, you know, I hope it's obvious why I would say, you know, that you're not, if you're a leader who is in this setting, which is kind of like a medieval king, your subjects are resources. If you're getting, you know, ready for a war, you count how many you have. You unfortunately don't think about them as people, you think about them as resources. And the Knight of Coins is definitely has resources. It's not as much obviously as the king, but this knight is very reliable, very stable, so it's not spending because let's talk about Damon. He's not going to spend his resources, as in his men, his money, his time. Not necessarily going to do that from now on, you know, and he's not going to be rushing forward. He's going to become more tactical, I would say. And with the word, he's going to find his place. He's going to level up in a way, and, you know, close off that cycle and all the wonderful things. But how I read the word card is finally seeing how things are actually working, how they, you know, why certain people are the way they are, and you're finding your place in that big equation. what it means that, for him, what it could mean that he's either getting some sort of a place in the kingdom, but because we have the word which usually is, going away and out and outside of your own home, he might get a position in the end somewhere else. Which is interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I never check spoilers, so I don't know. There are people might read something or whatever. I don't. But I'm kind of getting that feeling that that's sort of a knight who goes away from home because he realizes that there is just no place for him there. But after a while, he makes peace with it and gets the best out of it, and realizes that by getting away, he is now presented with an opportunity to become who he is supposed to become, which is a good thing. I mean, it's so interesting because Damon seems to be the asshole of this series, as in not as a cruel one, but the one who's after the throne and who's there to disrupt. That's his role. And he's what I meant to say is that he's getting kind of interestingly good cards. I mean, what's good for him not necessarily is good for the whole kingdom, but this could mean an expansion as well, because we don't know, he might get the throne for a while and then the princess will do something about it. We don't know. Or she's going to go somewhere else. Ooh, no, thank you. There's some suspension in that respect. I don't know. Do I want to check the king? I kind of don't care for the king right now. You know what? Let's just, because this episode I can't really, remember a lot of things. Page of Seers, 3 of coins. Okay, let's just pull a few cards to get a general message about where the series is going. Who's gonna be important? And any interesting tidbit. Okay, so with the Page of Spears, which is the Page of Wands, I'm kind of getting, pages I was just reminded that this recently, pages can be children, so there could be a child or a young person who's gonna be, and I don't mean the princess. Ooh, okay. Who's gonna be important? It can be coming from outside of the court, even though, because it's a page, I would say it's part of it in some way, not necessarily by blood, but by position. Someone like an actual page coming in to study or coming in bringing some message. But even though we kind of have, is that a dragon? No, it's a bird. Okay. But that page will find a way to work well with others, because the 3 of coins is here, which is teamwork and working on something and creating something well together. So, we definitely have that looking in into, I think it's a city. Yeah, kind of looks like a city. Coming in and not knowing where you are, you're looking for adventure, so to speak. You're looking for an opportunity, and then finding a place where you can work, and you're working well with others. You're contributing to something which will result in an opportunity for making your fortune, making money. But this person is going to definitely challenge the status quo and the higher ups, the kings and the queens, the royalty. Because if you look at it, it kind of feels like that this person who seems insignificant, like this dog next to or compared to, or like that's the wolf, okay, not a dog, a tiny wolf pup, compared to the tower. But there's a chance for this wolf pup to undo the whole thing. And I'm not necessarily saying the whole kingdom, but something meaningful related to the court, which is kind of interesting. Ooh, I'm kind of excited to see what's this gonna be. Okay, and my phone is blinging. We're getting messages from the universe and from my phone. I didn't, mute it because it's early in the morning on a Saturday and no one should message me. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be the readings for this episode, and I can't wait to see the next one. And like I said, if there was something that you think I should look into, or if you did look into, please do share what you pulled, how you interpreted it. What did you see in the cards that I didn't? Because we all read cards differently. So even if you don't read tarot seriously, as in all the time and for others, you just do it for yourself, please don't be afraid to comment down below if you see something, because this is a safe place. If someone says something like that, I'm gonna remove it, don't worry. Plus, this is all just for fun, so you don't have to worry if this is an actual reading for actual people. These are fictional characters and we're just having fun. So yeah, do let me know. And plus, how do you like the series so far? Were you able to pay more attention to episode 3 than me? And if you did, why? Do let me know. Subscribe, comment down below, like this video, share it with other people. Check out my new decks. They are all coming soon. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. See you in the next one. Bye.